Hey, Stacy Washington. Okay, so here's the big deal. I'm seeing all over online and on social media and even on television that some blacks, prominent blacks, are coming out, Hollywood people, and then online social media, you know, the different parts of social media saying that it's wrong for stars like Jim Brown and Kanye West and basically anyone black to meet with Donald Trump. I think this is pure foolishness. If the president of the United States asked to meet with me, I doubt that he ever would. Why would he? But if he said, I'm going to meet with opposition people like conservatives, do you think I would turn down a meeting with Barack Obama to share with him what my concerns are? No, I wouldn't. Let's flip the script. Let's say it's Donald Trump and he wants to meet with Democrats, black Democrats, people who voted for Hillary Clinton. He wants to talk to them about how he can improve things in the black community. Or maybe he just wants to talk about what kind of coffee he drinks, whatever. Why would you turn that down? So if he wasn't meeting with blacks, then black Hollywood, black Twitter, everybody would be saying, well, he's a racist. He doesn't meet with blacks. He doesn't want to have anything to do with the black community. He doesn't care about the black community. Okay. If he does request to meet with blacks and they say, yes, I'm going to go meet with them, Jim Brown, Kanye West, and then other politicians, then it's the opposite. Well, why would you go meet with him? Why would you go sit down with him? He's a racist. Okay, so you're going to turn down an opportunity to have the ear of the soon-to-be most powerful man on the planet because you think he's a racist. But he's requesting to meet with you. Notice that Kanye West gave him, you know, the bro hug, and they shook hands, and they sat and they met for a while, and then they had a photo op afterwards. Obviously, if this man was a racist, he wouldn't even touch a black person, let alone hug them and welcome them into his inner sanctum to have a meeting. You do realize that everybody who has a brain wants to meet with Donald Trump right now. Everybody who's not obsessed with their skin color or their race is trying to get into that room, into that boardroom, and meet with Donald Trump. You better believe all those CEOs of all of the technology industry of the United States, the #1 technology industry on the planet, do you think any of those white men and white women who run Silicon Valley and Facebook and every other good thing on the internet, they would turn down Donald Trump? No, they wouldn't. Do you know why? Because if the man who controls the economy, the #1 economy on the planet, says, let's sit down and talk about how we can do business in my future administration, let's talk about policy, you're going to go and you're going to have that meeting. So I'm ready to see us step outside of the continual trumpeting of the race card and who's a racist, that one's a racist, this one hates black people, and start talking about doing some business. Because you know what trumps racism? Excellence. And you know what trumps glass ceilings? Excellence. And you know what gets you into the space that you need to be into so that the person who has that job you want knows that you exist? Excellence. And so all of the excellent people who have distinguished themselves, they're being invited to meet with Donald Trump. Jim Brown didn't get invited just because he's black. He got invited because he's 80 years old and he's proven himself in the field of football, and he's a key player in the black community. His voice matters. And so instead of complaining and whining and talking about how Donald Trump's a racist, take a look around. How do you get into a meeting with the most powerful man soon to be in America, the man who's going to shape the political direction of this country for the next 4 years, the man who is absolutely taking over from President Obama, January 20th. I honestly, I can't believe in 2016, this is what we're hearing from so-called black leaders and people online about what the direction should be for blacks in America. Jim Brown said he voted for Hillary Clinton, yet he still took that meeting with Donald Trump. He got on a plane, flew out to that boardroom so he could sit down and they could have a meeting of the minds. So if you're not successful and if you're not making it and you don't know why, think about whether or not you're missing out on opportunities to do business and to get things done because you're so busy trying to figure out who's a racist and who's not. You're not taking phone calls. You're not answering those requests to meet. You're not excellent. If you want to keep being a loser, keep talking about race as if it's the #1 factor in whether or not someone's successful. Forget about the other things that really matter and you'll stay right where you're at. But for the rest of us, like Jim Brown and Kanye West and all of the other blacks who have gone into that inner sanctum and met with Donald Trump, they're going to keep shaping the direction of this country and succeeding. Because it doesn't matter whether Kanye West has been a Hillary Clinton supporter. What matters is that Donald Trump thought this man has a following. He speaks to millions of people with his albums and his records, his music, his Instagram account. I need to have his ear. I need to know how I can positively influence his messaging as it pertains to what I'm doing in this country. That's how winners work. So let's stop talking about just race. It's gotten us nowhere. We've been discussing it for 8 years. Don't give the racists that much power over you.